Hello, friends. It's me, Georgina Wonder. Welcome back to my channel. So, today I wanted to talk about this video that I saw earlier with That Divination Witch. She is a fellow Hekate devotee. She's based in England, I think. Yeah. And she was talking about this content creator that was talking shit about Hecate, basically. And she was fear mongering her image. Like usually what happens with Hecate is that, people tend to make her evil and dark. And don't get me wrong, she is. She is also dark, and she is good as well. The thing with Hecate, so before I get ahead of myself, so this content creator, I don't remember her name, and if I did remember her name and stuff, I will not say it because I don't want to promote that video because she's misinforming what Hecate is. And from what I saw, she just cowered away from Hecate. So she, in her video, in the That Divination Witch video, she talks about this content creator, right? And so she is saying that Hecate is dark and that people shouldn't work with Hecate because she's very dark. She's very she's a negative force, like almost saying that she is a demon because Hecate had put her in a psychosis state. If that would have happened to me, I would have been thrilled that Hecate put me in a psychosis state. But anyway, she finds this to be very negative and off-putting, and she was at the end, Jesus saved her from Hecate, right? Because what happened was that she was working with Hecate, and everything was going well until she was put in this psychosis state that Hecate guided her to another state. Like she wanted to open a business, I think, with another witch. I'm paraphrasing what I saw and things like that. So she said that she made all those decisions because she was in the psychosis state. And if you don't know what psychosis mean, is that a state where you are kind of like dazed, like maybe in a state that she controls, like the spirits controls you. And so it felt like Hecate possessed her, and this is why she was saved by Jesus, which is kind of ironic that I'm talking about this because I met Hecate through not Jesus but God, the Christian God, because I asked. I don't know if you watch my video of where I introduce myself and I talk a little bit about my experience with Hecate. This is how I got to meet Hecate because I asked God to help me find a goddess. Yes, I did. I did. Because witches, we are not the norm. What I was saying, I am just livid with this video. I'm livid because Hecate doesn't work like that. I mean, she does. I guess it could be possible that she can possess your body, like like how do you call that? Invoking, like when you invoke a god into you and you do God face, I think it's called God face, where the God, the spirit of the God possesses you, and they talk through you. I think that's God. It's called God face. But anyway, so Jesus helped her, and so now she's talking about Hecate, that she's a demon, and Hecate is not good to work with, and she's evil, whatever. And Hecate drove her to make bad decisions, and so she's in a predicament right now because of Hecate. But Jesus saved her, so she feels better now, and blah blah blah. So Hecate has hundreds of epithets, which are names that in ancient times they were given to her because Hecate is powerful. She has ancient powers. Like, she predates the Olympian gods. She is a titan. Her origins are murky because she is not part of the Olympian pantheon. The Greek mythology talks about the Titans, and they name a lot of the Titans in the hymns and poems that have been found in archaeological sites and stuff like that. So, and this is how they know about Hecate, because Hecate is mentioned in a lot of those texts, like Homer and the Argonauts, and all these are stories, myth of ancient Greece that have been written by these philosophers, by these poets, by these ancient Greek men, and they all the gods, they have epithets. And if you don't know what an epithet is a title that they give to all the gods. And Hecate has hundreds of titles of. And then if you want to work with Hecate, because Hecate is dark and she is light, she holds torches, meaning that she will guide you to the light. She's she is she's Claudukos. Claudukos is that she has the keys, right? I think. And when she holds the torches, she is phosphorus. She's a phosphorus. Like, her epithets are so many, so when you want to invoke the darkness, the dark side of Hecate, to work with that, this is what you do. You invoke the name Hecate with the epithet. Like, for example, Hecate Brimo means she is the mad one. She is Hecate the mad one. Hecate the monster. Like, like you can call Brimo when you want to do hexing, when you want to do bindings, like that, when you want to have revenge on someone and things like that. So this is how you work with Hecate. And if you have to, this is why you have to know how to work with Hecate. You can't just the content creator that the Divination Witch mentioned, she seems to be like an oracle, like the way that the Divination Witch describe her. She is a tarot reader on TikTok mainly, and I guess she reads the future and things like that. Like, she talks about things and whatnot. And so she summoned, I guess, Hecate to enter her, I guess. I don't know. Or I have no idea, because I'm speculating, because I never seen this person, and I never watch any of her videos. And I didn't, after watching That Divination Witch video, I didn't go to see her page or anything, and I just I was just triggered, and I watch many Hecatean devotees on YouTube. I like to learn from other content creators. I like to see their input and her views on Hecate. I like to see, I like to compare, not compare, but like I like to see new things. I learn a lot from other content creators, and I like to be supportive of them because they're talking about my goddess. So what was I saying? So I don't think she knew how to work with Hecate. This content creator, she didn't know how to work with her because Hecate, if when you become a Hecate devotee, you have to do a lot of shadow work. This is how she works. And she will strip you from a lot of negativities. If you ask her to help you, to guide you, to be in your life, and she chose you to work with you, she will strip you out of any negative things that will hinder your journey, your your path to where you need to go. She will eliminate that bad energies. She will eliminate your jobs if the job is not working for you. Family members, even friends. Um, this is how she works, and a lot of people that work with Hecate find themselves alone, alone, and if you reach that point with Hecate, you don't mind. You don't mind being alone because you know that what's coming is going to be better than what you had. So so what I'm trying to say is that probably this person didn't didn't research Hecate and how she works, because in my case, I was eager to know about Hecate. I wanted to know her history, her past. I wanted to learn about the Lagina, the place in Turkey where she has a temple. Is the only temple that exists of Hecate, and it's in Turkey. I don't know what's the name of the town. I think it's called Kaira, and then there is a state, I think, of Turkey, and then in the state there's a town called Lagina, that's where the temple is at. And so they used to worship. There used to be a cult of Hecate there, and in ancient times, and they used to do a festival, a night of Hecate. Probably, I believe it was August 13. What we celebrate now in modern day time is the August 13th. Is that there's a maiden selected to carry the key to go to the temple and do offerings and do a devotional for Hecate, and this is how Hecate protects the town. And so Hecate is also a protector. There's in ancient script says that Hecate was always put in entryways, like in homes, in cities, to protect the cities, to protect the homes, because the entryways are liminal space, is like the in between of the outside world and your home or your city, because in ancient times the cities were they were protected by walls and gates. And because, for invasions, like especially the Persians used to come and fight with the Greeks a lot. And so Hecate was always put in the gates of the entryways of the cities or at crossroads. Crossroads are also very limited spaces. And so Hecate has a lot of epithets in it, and she is very, very powerful. And it says that Zeus feared her because she was very powerful, and she respected her, not feared her, but he respected her for having great powers, like as much as him. She's the Titan goddess, of course. She is the daughter of Asteria, which is a Titan goddess of astrology, I believe, like the night sky. She is the goddess of like planets and stars and constellations, the name of the constellations that the Greek gave to the stars. So Asteria was that type of goddess, and she was like sort of like a divination goddess, and so she had magic, and she can predict the future, and she or Perseus, which is her father, Hecate's father. Perseus is the Titan god of destruction, chaos, wars, because wars is chaos, you know. So she has those, she inherit their powers. Like, this is why she's dark and light. She guides you. She has the torches, the sacred fires. And so she guides people out of the underworld into the underworld. And another thing about Hecate and the ancient times is that the underworld is not hell. There were very many, very different levels in the underworld. Tartarus is what is closer to hell. And in Tartarus is where Cronus is the father of Zeus and Hades and Poseidon and Demeter and Hera and Hestia. And so getting back to Hecate. So Hecate is this powerful goddess that you just can't summon and work with. You have to learn how to talk to her. You have to learn her history. You have to learn how to give her offerings. You have to learn her epithets so you know which epithets to call for your spells, for your, you know, your favors that you want her to give, to do for you. So this is how the Hellenics used to, in Hellenic times and the ancient Greeks, they used to give them food, you know, offerings and sacrifices in order for the gods to do their favors. So you would do these things so the gods will grant you a favor and what you wanted. So this is how you work with Hecate. You can't just summon Hecate because you want to move to another state and you want to open a business, and just because you summon her, she's going to help you. It doesn't work that way. You have to, like I said, I'm repeating myself, I know. You have to get to know her. So when you feel comfortable working with her and when you know how she works, then you ask her for favors. You ask her to help you with things, a marriage, finding love, getting a job, starting a business. You have to know which epithet to call. And probably this person that is talking shit about Hecate didn't know that Hecate has hundreds and hundreds of epithets, and that you can just summon her. You have to have established a relationship with her first, and maybe she did, and maybe she does know the epithets of Hecate, but there's another aspect of working with her, which is like you have to do a lot of shadow work. If you don't do shadow work, you can't work with Hecate. You have to get into the underworld of yourself, which is those dark secrets that you have, that those things that you don't want people to know, like, and it's hard for you to talk about. Like, she wants you to get comfortable with that before you start working with her. If you no, when you work with her, you have to get comfortable with your shadow self, and you have to meditate, and she's going to bring you there, and you have to embrace it and accept it and make it part of who you are, and understand that without those experiences, those negative experiences, and that are traumatizing you now in real life, without those experiences, you are not yourself. You have to understand that you went through those things, those hard things, because it's going to make you who you are. It was supposed to give you a lesson. It was supposed to help you with a life lesson. And it was supposed to give you wisdom, and it's supposed to, you know, up uplift you, become a wiser person. And so probably she couldn't handle the fact that she was gonna she was gonna be in a very hard situation, and she thought that maybe Hecate was going to do everything for her, and it's not that way. You have to do the work. She guides you to where you have to go, but then you have to do the work. She's not going to do the work for you. And like Christians, they ask and ask and ask God and everything and Jesus to help them, and nothing happens because they sit around and believe that they're going to do the work for you. And it doesn't work this way with deities and spirits and demons even. And, it's like that with everything. Fairies, demons, gods, all of them. You have to do the work yourself. You can. This is why you put in this earth. So you can find out how to live your life to the fullest, how to manifest your dreams, how to vibrate the right vibration to attract what you want. And all these I learned because Hecate guided me through this path. And you have to embrace it. And if she wants you to do shadow work, you have to do it. You have to. You can't betray her like that. Like, oh, she's a demon. She make me do this. She make me do that. That's a total betrayal to any god. Like, you have to embrace it and do it, and be a real witch. And if you call yourself a witch, that's a powerful way of stepping into your power, because witch can be a political statement, a cry for help, a cry to society, like, leave me alone, yes, like Elphaba in in Wicked. I want to thank That Divination Witch for standing up for Hecate, and always talk wonderful about her. I started following her like maybe a year ago, and or maybe more. I don't know. I think a year ago, and I enjoy her content a lot. And anything that has to do with Hecate, I will watch. Any video that I see, I stop, I watch it, I press like. Is my way of saying thanks for giving us this gift of Hecate. And there's many other goddesses that I work with, and she is my matriarch. She is my mother. She is my number one goddess that I go to whenever I am sad, happy, in trouble. Yeah, that's who she is for me. And And I thank her, and I thank you guys for watching, and blessed be. Enjoy your evening. May Hekate protect you and guide you. If you're working with her, guide you. And if you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments and I will answer it the best I can to my knowledge, the best I can to my with my knowledge of her. And yeah, that's it. Thank you so much. And again, I will link the video I was talking about down in the description box. And please like, subscribe, and share my videos to the world. And so thank you. I hope you come back. And bye. Good evening. Ciao. Arrivederci. Adios. Hasta luego. Hasta pronto.